It's early, thanks to daylight savings. It is currently 7:05, and I am not used to the sun not being up yet. As you can see off in the distance, it is just about to. I am heading off to the kitchen because I'm an early bird and I don't want to wait, and we have an absolutely insane week ahead of us. So I'm gonna get a jump on it, and I'll see you guys at the kitchen. I made it. I'm at the kitchen. What we have to do today is turn on the light. Admire the beauty. The freshly painted, sealed floor. It is so echoey in here. I'm just so excited. Okay, so then, much sooner than believed, this thing is also done. It has been replumbed. This thing still needs to be fixed. Obviously, it is not on currently, but it is ready to be turned on. There's just like a couple little tweaks. What is happening with that? Uh-oh. Something happened. Wasn't me. So we need to make sense of all the chaos because we had to empty out this kitchen and like very quick, and we didn't have time to organize things or anything. So we just have an almost completely empty kitchen, and we need to repopulate it, and we need to get things set up in a way that we would like them to be set up in. And I'm very excited about that. But first, coffee. It's set up. Sort of. I got everything in here that moved in here that we kind of need today. There's a little bit more setup left to do, but I went in the other room, had my lunch break, breakfast. Anyways, I didn't eat this morning, so I was hungry, so I ate. And now it is time to go ahead and start getting set up our new system for the kombucha. And that is adding, piping in oxygen into the tanks. So that's gonna be a process. In the background, I'm also getting ready for processing all the bins and the buckets and, you know, all the tubes and pipes and all that stuff, all just kind of in their own turn being sanitized in the sink. So let's get this stuff on the road. And I don't know exactly how much I'm going to be doing audio today because my brain needs music and the YouTube doesn't like when I play my music. So we'll just kind of cut in and out. How about that? We're doing the final sanitizing of the kegs. We've already sanitized them. We took all these little things off. We did some bobs and cleaned them and ran water through them, ran sanitizer through them, and we're just doing a final transfer of the sanitizers after they're already clean and just making sure that they are nice and perfectly clean. So we filled up 2 halfway with sanitizers, flipped it over halfway through, and made sure the whole thing got nice and clean, and then we're just getting ready to start filling them up after that. We're back in the kitchen. It is the next day, probably about 1 o'clock. Yesterday we did not end up getting out of here until like 9 o'clock. It was a little bit after 9 o'clock. I don't think I've ever stayed here that late, but we just had to finish. So we just barreled through and then we left. We cleaned up most of the stuff, but some things, you know, like we need to mop the floor. It's still a little bit sticky, and just kind of putting away a lot of the clean stuff, the stuff that has been cleaned, but we just need to put everything away, kind of button things up. I did go ahead and make a list of the week, and it's gonna be a packed week. We ended up getting here late today, one, because we were exhausted from yesterday. Two, we couldn't really do anything really until the produce delivery got here. And I got an email this morning saying it was gonna be more of an afternoon meeting, or more of an afternoon delivery rather than the morning delivery, which is what we normally have. So it's just time to kind of clean up, tidy up, put things away that have nothing to do with the krauts that we're doing. Krauts, pickles, and salsa. Yeah. Today's mission is 2 of the taco krauts, 2 dill pickles, and 1 salsa. The salsa and the pickles are a seasonal item, and we're just kind of dipping our toe in the water, seeing how the tomato harvest is currently, and if it's good enough, flavorful enough, juicy enough, then the season has begun. The pickles, though, I mean, we make them a seasonal thing, or at least we did, but I think possibly moving forward we may not, and that'll just kind of depend on how things go at the market.
All right, well, what about those peppers we got upstairs?
Those aren't our peppers.
Oh, okay.
She's just letting us take 2 pounds off of it, so I didn't have to order a whole case.
Oh, nice. That's real nice. Okay, well, anything left after this? Like these jalapenos right here. We just freeze dry in the cube freeze dryer. They turn out pretty good. The only thing is the concentration of the heat is very strong, and you have to really be careful when you're processing these and putting them in the Mylar bags after they're freeze dried. Yeah, it's like pepper spray, but it's really good though. I like it. So that's with the peppers and any other things. Most likely, usually we have leftover onions, and I'll freeze dry some of those. And it usually works out really well. And we got quite a stockpile of freeze-dried onions so far. And I'll try these someday as well. I haven't tried them. We usually have lots of leftovers on this as well. Cool. Yeah.
Time to get to work.
Yep, put these in the cube, yep.
I'll show you kind of what we got going on in this other room. It sounds like the aquarium at the pet store in here. We got all these bubbling away. Except these 3. These 3 are my my backup, my just in case, my what if kind of thing. And then we have all of these. Oh, it looks like we had a little bit of a, not an overflow thankfully, but we had a little bit of a bubble up last night. We'll have to change those pads out, those towels out. And we have also decided that the little tip thing that I tried in the previous experiment that I was doing, I was using, there's something they're called a carb stone. They're a carbonation stone. They're meant to be used with the CO2. It helps it to get in. It helps the CO2 to get into the liquid faster. So instead of having to leave the gas on it for like 10 days to get carbonated, you can do it in like 6 hours. And it's teeny tiny little tiny itty bitty holes in this little stone. You guys saw it in previous videos. But they're also $13 a piece. So I found these little bits these little connectors, they're just connectors, but they're stainless steel and they're heavy enough to hold the air hose at the bottom. I thought those would work, but I don't think that they will. They'll be fine until we can get, you know, $150 worth of carb stones. But yeah, so that's kind of, it's definitely a bit louder than it was before. Most of these, whoa, that one grew quick. The whole thing is coated. I wonder if it does that. I wonder what makes it do that. Like one of them in one day is like that. I wonder what these are. If anything on the other ones. No, I don't really see anything on the other one. Just this one. These 3 are all from the same starter, and those 3 are all from the same starter. And then this one over here is from this one that had the oxygen piped into it last time. So I went ahead and just did those. And I'm kind of curious what the numbers are going to look like if the starter has the oxygen to it, but not the actual fermentation. So we'll see how it goes. Just wanted to show you guys. Next up on the agenda in the next video is going to be us processing all of that produce that we bought. I got 7 cases of green cabbage, 1 case of red cabbage, and then we got, you know, all the other things that we need to make all of those recipes that I showed you that we're going to be making this week. So it is time to get to work, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, sauerkraut.